You see, since the day you were born, you've been lied to and programmed. You've been taught to think a certain way, act a certain way, feel a certain way. Everything is designed to keep you from realizing who you truly are and maximizing your full potential. Keep it a buck, bro. Have you ever thought to yourself like, yo, there's people out here with millions of dollars in a mansion, they got foreign whips, they got a yacht. Like, it just seemed like they living their best life. And you know in your heart that the life that you want is out there. You just don't know how to get it. And that's exactly where they want you, stuck and confused. But the good news is, if you want to learn all the BS that they taught us in school and growing up, you can actually rebuild yourself and create the life that you want. So let's get right into it. The first thing to unlearn if you want to get rich in your 20s is the scarcity mindset. Like, this is so important to learn and to recognize that you have, because this been programmed in us since birth and we don't even know it. You feel me? This just comes from all the trauma that we faced growing up, all the struggles that we faced, all the deaths that we seen, all the poverty that we faced. Like, it shapes our mindset to think a certain way and to move a certain way so that we stay alive, because we was in survival mode. So we too busy trying to survive, we not able to think long term and to see life from a different perspective and abundance. Because I know for me, right, I really didn't have much growing up, so we really never traveled or anything. I remember we went on one vacation to Myrtle Beach. Like, it was a 6-hour drive from where I was. I was in Richmond, Virginia, right? 6-hour drive. We went down there for like 2-3 days. It was lit, you feel me? Like, we hit the pool, hit the beach, everything, you feel me? But that was really the only vacation that we went on. So once I started getting some money, about 18, 19, 20, I went on my first trip at like 20 years old to Miami, right? And Miami completely opened my mind and changed my perspective on life, because before then, I really never seen no money around me. I really never knew anybody that had money or anything like that. Then once you go to Miami, and y'all know how Miami is, like, they got the whips, they got the baddies, they got the penthouses, they got the water, they got the nice weather, they got the beaches, they got everything, right? It's just a different vibe down there in Miami. And it opened my eyes, like, especially seeing all the whips and shit on the road. Yo, I was like, yo, these niggas living good down here. And like, it just opened my mind. I realized my whole life I was living in survival mode. I never seen a different side of life. I was just in my little bubble. So if you came from the struggle and poverty, you really gotta change the way that you think about things and how you think about them, how you ask certain questions and everything. Like, start asking yourself, like, what would the millionaire version of me do? What would he do? If I had $1 million right now, what would I do? You feel me? Start thinking in abundance instead of scarcity, because that'll help you go way further in life and think more long term. Number 2, looking for power outside of yourself. Like, if you want to get rich, man, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. You gotta figure out who you are and what you want to do. Like, where do you want to be in 5 years, 10 years from now? What do you want to do? How do you want to be doing it? What type of man do you want to be? Like, what type of principles do you live by? What do you stand on? You gotta figure that out for yourself, and nobody else gonna figure it out for you. Can't nobody come save you. Can't nobody come help you. None of that. Like, you gotta search inside your own soul to figure out who you are and what you want to be. So look, just take some time to sit and think. Like, I know it might sound weird. I know it might feel a little weird in the beginning, but over time, you're gonna start to realize, like, oh, I'm him. You feel me? This is what I like. This is what I stand for. You're gonna start to get a clear image of yourself and who you wanna be. Number 3, the online illusion of success. You gotta realize that a lot of the stuff that you see online is either scripted or it's just cut. You feel me? So don't base your reality on that, and especially not your success, because you're gonna fall into this trap of thinking that you doing less than people or that you falling behind, when in reality, that's not the case. The life that they showing online is not the life that they living in real life. So you comparing yourself to something that's not even real. And a lot of times you don't realize that if you're not really paying attention. You feel me? Because somebody could look like they're a millionaire online. They got the jewelry, they got the whips, they got the crib, they got everything. Everything look good, but behind the scenes, they in debt. They getting foreclosed on. Like, you really don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So never ever base your reality and your success and judge your success off of what you see online. If you making $50 a day right now, celebrate that. $100 a day, celebrate that. Celebrate the small wins along your journey, Even if you're not making $1 million a year right now, it's okay. Like, you gonna get there. Just stay patient, stay down till you come up. Number 4, being nice. Listen, I ain't even gonna hold you in this video. Being nice is going to get you taken advantage of. Like, your girl going to use you, your mama, your daddy, your homies, everybody's going to use you when you being nice. Like, you got to have relationships where it's give and take, where y'all both benefiting from the situation. And it seems like when you being nice, people just take that for granted. You feel me? Like, I know, cause I'm speaking like this cause this coming from the heart, man. Like, I've been nice a good part of my life. You feel me? So I understand, like, I got a big heart too, but you gotta realize, like, people take advantage of that and they take it for granted too. So you gotta stop being nice. You gotta start having relationships only if it's give and take, if y'all both benefiting from the situation. Like I said, when you being nice, it just seems like you the only one giving. It's always one-sided. You feel me? It's always one-sided when you being too nice. So stop being nice. If you want to get rich, start thinking about yourself more. Like, I know it might sound a little narcissist or a little selfish, but man, look, you gotta play selfish a little bit to get where you want to be. Cause how else are you gonna get where you want to be? And I don't even look at it in a selfish way. Like, I look at it like, all right, so look, I'm working on me right now. I'm building myself up right now. I'm stacking my bread right now, so then I could double back and bring y'all up with me. You feel me? So it's not really being selfish. It's just really how you look at it. You feel me? But if you always being nice, every time you get some money, you gonna dish it out to your homies, you gonna dish it out to your mom, your girl, and everybody gets some, but ain't nobody returning the favor. So you just handed out all your bread. So now you stuck at square one again. You gotta stack up again. Then once you stack up, you give it all out again and you back in the same spot. But if you just keep that to yourself, you start stacking up, stacking up, stacking up, then you'll be able to help people way more. That's how I look at it, man. Stop being so nice in 2023 if you want to get rich. Number 5, failure is bad. Where do I start, man? This is what holds a lot of people back from taking that first step, because they scared they gonna fail. They scared of what other people gonna think about them. They just scared of failure. When how else are you gonna succeed without failing? Like, how are you gonna know what to do, what not to do? Like, you never did any of this before. And it's crazy to think about, because when we was younger, when we was learning how to ride bikes and shit like that, we fell down, but we got up. You feel me? When we was learning how to walk, we fell down a couple times, but we got up and learned how to walk. And people think with business, like, you're not gonna take no L's, you're not gonna lose no money. Man, it comes with the territory. It comes with the territory. So you gotta understand that failure is not a bad thing. Like, you gonna fail, you gonna take your losses. It's cool. Get back up, dust yourself off, and keep fighting. You feel me? Like, it's just how life is. Life is not supposed to be easy. You're gonna get challenged. And let's take me for example, right? I remember when I first got started with entrepreneurship, it was tough in the beginning. Like, I remember staying up late at night, going to school, working on my business, coming home, working on my business every day for a whole year before I got my first sale. It took me a whole year to get my first sale. And mind you, like, this was during a time where it wasn't that normal to see online entrepreneurs and everything like that. So I was trying to make money online, and my people was in my ear talking about, did you make any money yet? And I had no results yet, so I really couldn't say nothing. I was like, it's coming. You feel me? I just had a dream. Hey, sometimes it's gonna take a while for you to see success. You might fail a year straight like I did. It might take you faster. Like, hopefully it'll be faster for you, but it might take you that long. But once you get it, you're gonna get it, and then you just keep learning from there. Of course, you still gonna take some L's. I take L's to this day, but you just keep learning from them and keep pushing. Number 6, hard work equals success. Listen, I know you see it all the time. There's people that work 12-hour days, 14-hour days, 16-hour days, and are still not rich. They're still not millionaires or anything like that. So what is the difference between someone working that much hours in a day versus someone that works less hours but is way richer? It's not hard work. It's this thing called leverage. Now, there's many different types of leverage, but I'm gonna talk about 2: other people's money and other people's time. Now, other people's money, this is where you can go raise some money to start up a business or to invest in some property. So you don't have to come out of pocket yourself. You can use other people's money to fund what you got going on, and then you just pay the money back. Then we got other people's time. So let's say you're a YouTuber and you don't want to edit the videos yourself, you're a little slow with it, you're not the best editor, right? You can use other people's time. You can pay somebody to edit the videos for you so that you can start producing more content faster, more efficient, better, and that you could get to where you want to be faster because you're using other people's time. You're not limited by what you could do yourself because there's only so many hours in a day. So you using somebody else's time to get that task done, then you got that time. Let's say it took you 3 hours, right? They gonna use that 3 hours to edit, then you can now use that 3 hours to go work on the thumbnails or to produce another video or something like that. The 7th thing to unlearn if you want to get rich in your 20s is knowledge is key. Now this is something that we all heard of growing up, and it's important that we unlearn it because it's true in the sense that, yeah, you do need to know a lot of things in order to get rich. Knowledge is key to a certain extent, right? You need action behind it because there's a lot of people with a lot of great ideas, a lot of businesses, they got the full plan, everything ready to go. They just don't have the follow-up. They don't have the action behind it. So yeah, knowledge is cool, but you gotta have the action to follow up with it and to execute on your plan, your ideas, your vision. You feel me? So yeah, get you some books, read you some books, but also take the actions behind it so that you can actually make it come to life. Number 8, you gotta be in the streets, a rapper or an athlete to get rich. Now this is mainly for the ones that grew up in the hood or grew up in the struggle. Y'all know that this is what we was taught growing up. This is what we seen growing up. This is the only people that we seen with money growing up. You feel me? Like we really didn't see no successful businessmen. Like that really wasn't an image that we seen growing up. And that's also the narrative that we've been fed. But we gotta unlearn that because there's so many ways to get it nowadays. You can start your online business. You can become a YouTuber. That's another way to do it. There's so many different ways to get it nowadays. Like we don't gotta get stuck to becoming a rapper, an athlete, or being in the streets to make it. Nah, man, there's so many other alternatives nowadays. You just gotta get up, have the passion for it, and go get it. And if we think about it on an even deeper level, this kind of goes back to the illusion of online success and why you never want to compare yourself to these type of people. It's because a lot of times, like, let's say the rappers, for example, they be slaves and they be broke half the time. So we see the jewelry, we see the whips, we see the money, we see the illusion of success, but behind the scenes, they really slaves. But we don't see that side of things. They only show us the illusion of success. If you knew everything that went on behind the scenes, you would not want to be that. You would not want to be them. So really take some time to think about what skill or trade that you want to learn or what business that you want to start, because 9 times out of 10, man, if you look at the statistics and everything that comes down with being an athlete or being in the streets or being a rapper, you'll make a lot more money opening up a business or just learning a skill or a trade and just becoming the best in the world at it. The 9th thing to unlearn if you want to get rich in your 20s is that a 9-to-5 job is secure. We all been taught this growing up. Like the whole narrative was go to school, go to college, to get a good job, to retire in your 60s, and then you're gonna live the rest of your life, right? That's cap, man. The pandemic really taught us and really showed us that job security really ain't a thing. Like you could get fired at any time, they could lay you off at any time. You really never know what's gonna happen with your job. So depending on one source of income is too close to none. Like you gotta have multiple streams of income, especially in 2023 with the recession, with everything going up in price. You gotta have multiple streams of income. Relying on one stream of income is dangerous. That's a dangerous game to play, man. I ain't gonna hold you. If you relying on one stream of income, you a bold man. You a bold man. That's tough, but definitely don't just rely on one stream of income. Definitely don't rely just on your job to provide for you. You gotta have multiple things going on. And of course, I'm not saying quit your job or anything like that. Keep your job, but just don't solely rely on your job, you feel me? Because that's a dangerous game to play. Number 10, you have a lot of time. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of people telling me that I have a lot of time, because at the end of the day, we really never know how much time we got left. You feel me? So even though I'm 22 years old, I don't want to hear that, bro, because I could die tomorrow, I could die next week, I could die next month. I never really know when my time is up. Nobody knows when our time is up. So You could be saying like you got a lot of time, so hey, I'm gonna put this off to tomorrow, I'm gonna put this off to next month, I'm gonna put it off to next year, thinking that we have the time because we so young and everybody telling us that we got all this time. But at the end of the day, in reality, we might not have that much time left. So that's what I'm saying, we gotta unlearn that and move with a sense of urgency, because we never know when our time gonna come. So you gotta prepare for the future, of course, but at the same time, you gotta live your life to the fullest every day regardless. And this one is really hitting home talking about for me, because earlier today my mom texted me and told me that my grandma is starting to forget a lot more because she getting older, you know. So it really hit home, and it reminded me like, yo, we don't have time. Like this life shit is not promised. At the end of the day, we gonna go anytime. People that we love gonna go anytime now. So it really set things in perspective for me, and it made me realize like we don't have as much time as we think we have, even though we young, you feel me? Even though we in our 20s, you might be in your teens right now. You never really know. So I'm gonna leave y'all with that, and hope y'all got value out of this video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'm out, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one.